Hello everybody, this is Coach Wesley recording another video for all the swimming community. Today we're gonna be going over a webinar from Fitter and Faster. Again, thank you very much Fitter and Faster for all the effort that you guys are doing. All the webinars that you guys are hosting are awesome in my opinion. So today's topic is gonna be butterfly. Breaking down the butterfly. And the webinar we have two clinicians, Tom Luchsinger and Giles Smith. Tom is a 2013 national champion 200 butterfly. He swam a 155, 57, 200 fly. Pretty fast 200 fly and long course. He's also a 10-time All-American at the University of North Carolina. He actually still swims as a master swimmer. The other clinician is Gao Smith. Gao Smith is known in the swimming world to being like one of the shortest, fastest flyers in the world right now. He's 6 feet tall. He's only 5'10", and he still swims as part of the DC Trident and the ISL League. He swam from the University of Arizona, Wildcats, and he won the 2015 Pan American Games 100 fly. Interesting note about Giles. He's the first, pay attention all of you high schoolers. Gao Smith, he was the first swimmer from a graduate from high school in Baltimore to go under 20 seconds 50 free. His best times graduating from high school were 1974 in the 50 yards freestyle, a 44.29 in the 100 free, a 137.79 in the 200 free, a 48.30 100 fly, and a 149.60 in the 200 fly. Very, very good prospect. He decided to go to University of Tennessee, and then he transferred to Arizona when he had an awesome career. His best time in the 100 flying yards is a 44.60. We're talking about a swimmer that is not even 6 feet tall, only 5'10". Tom, one of the things that Tom wanted to share with us is his agenda was making the most out of your kick, making the most out of your pull, correct the breathing, mantras he uses while swimming, and sets for endurance for the 200 fly. Remember, Tom is a specialist in the 200 fly. So both of them, before we go to Tom, both of them, they were very, very into paying a lot of attention into details and working hard. And working hard, I'm going to use a quote from a great coach, Mike Murray from New York, from Victor Swim Club. He uses the work works, and that is very true in swimming. Swimming, if you want to get out, if you want to get a lot from the sport of swimming, you gotta put a lot of work into it. So work works from Mike Murray, Victor Swim Club. So making the most out of your kick. Activate your core in like a dolphin motion. So kick and core, dolphin motion. So if you actually watch a dolphin swimming, the propulsion of the dolphin is not coming from the fin, it's coming from the core of the dolphin. So we have to mimic that in order to be more effective in the water. Do your best not to hinge at the hips. Maintaining high hips is gonna make your butterfly way more efficient. Roll the motion through your body. Again, using your body in order to move in butterfly is going to be way, way more effective. Giles and Tom, both of them were sharing with us that they use the foam roller after each workout. Number one, to recover. Number two, to make that back very flexible in order to use it better in butterfly. So if you want to improve your butterfly, a good idea is to do some foam rolling after practice. Making most out of your pull. Enter your hands at your shoulders. Place your hands, not throw your hands. So What Tom wants to share with us is when you swim in butterfly, you want to place your hands at your shoulders, not too close. This is not the way to entry, not too wide. You want to go exactly shoulder width. And he wants to place the hands in the water, not throw the hands in the water. Every time you throw your hands and hit the water, it's going to create bubbles. That bubble is going to create drag. It's going to slow you down. You're not grabbing the same amount of water when you hit the water and when you place your hands in the water. So pay close attention to that. Finish your stroke at your hips. When you're pulling, you want to continue pulling all the way back to your hips. That's the way to finish. Kick your hands in and out of the water. Kick your hands in and out of the water. So it's 2 kicks per stroke. 1 kick when the hands enter the water. The other kick when your hands exit the water. Kick your hands in and out of the water. He likes to do the drill like where you do 3 dolphins in 1 stroke to have that awesome stroke. He uses the 3 dolphins just to get concentrated and actually do the best stroke that he can. Correct the breathing. Breathing in butterfly. Breathe as your hands come past to your face. So when you're pulling and your hands come to your face, that's where you're supposed to get out for the breathing in butterfly. Finish your breath as your hands are halfway. Again, finish your breath as your hands are halfway of your recovery. So when to start the breathing is when your hands come to your face. When to finish your breathing is when your arms are outside of the water and they're halfway. You gotta put your head down. So that timing of when to start the breathing and when to finish the breathing is crucial for a very effective butterfly. Chin drag in the water, also called chin surf. So you want to be very high in the water, but your chin wants to be very low in the water. If you ever see a Michael Phelps picture of him doing butterfly, you can totally see that. His back looks very high in the water, but his chin is actually touching the water. It's called chin surf. For Tom, mantras when he's doing butterfly, high hips, soft hands. He's constantly telling himself high hips, soft hands. So the higher the hips, the better body position, soft hands to make sure he's pulling a lot of water. Emphasize on controlling your entry. Emphasize popping your hips out of the water. Those are the main things for soft hands, high hips. Touch and pull. Touch, pull is touching your hips in order to move forward. So it's always thinking about touch, pull. Touch your hips when you're going back into the pull, and then breathe forward. Now we're going into Giles' part of the webinar. Giles on breathing. He avoid coming up too high. Low breathing for him is key. Drive the breath forward with your kick. He was explaining how different is the 50-meter pull from 25 yards. He was telling that if you are a very good kicker, you're going to be quite successful in yards, but it's not the same case in long course. So whenever he's doing 50-meter pull in butterfly, he always like to think about driving forward the breathing with the kick. Keep a pattern of the breathing. For 120 fly, in his case, he likes to go 2 up and 1 down for the breathing pattern, especially for long course. On the kicking up and down, up kicking and down kicking. Most of the swimmers, he says, are very, very good in down kicking, but up kicking, not too many. He thinks that's what separates elite butterflyer from non-elite swimmers, the up kicking and butterfly. Great flyers have to be able to kick. Feel the water on both sides of your feet when you kick. Those are the main things he likes to think when he's doing his kicking, improving the kicking for butterfly. Turns, choosing the wall, strong, long, short, or full turns. In his case, he has to choose between a long glide to the wall and make the turn. He likes to go for the short one. Maybe because he's only 5'10" and he's more of a sprinter. Um, but yeah, he likes to go for shorter turns in terms of longer turns. Always swim in full speed on the turns. I think everybody can agree into that. The faster, the more energies you get inside of the wall, the faster and more energies you're gonna get out of that wall. So always swim full speed on the wall. That's Giles' take on the turns. You can split better in yards if you keep even the underwater dolphin kick. So if you want to go for let's say 8 dolphin kicks in each wall, your splits and times are gonna be better in each 25 in yards just because you keep those dolphin kicks number very even too. Swimmers that are successful are the one that slows down the least. That is very true. Keeping that speed working your way are gonna determine how successful you are. The underwaters, count the amount of dolphin kicks done in each wall on the races. For example, if the goal is 10 dolphin kicks, you want to train to do 10 dolphin kicks on training. Squeeze your core tight to increase power on the kick. Squeeze your core tight to increase the power on the kick. In the 50 and the 100, avoid breathing on the breakout strokes. No breathing on the first stroke for him. Push off the walls deep enough, like 6 to 8 inches, because that can make your dolphin kicks way faster. If you're too high on the wall, if you're too high, too close to the surface in dolphin kicks, you're not gonna generate the same amount of power as you are 6 to 8 inches on the water. The deeper that is the water, the more dense, and you can generate more speed by using that density of the water. Tyler Clary, which is the person that is running, the swimmer that is running the webinar, says like, if you want to do what you want to do in practice is what you want to do at meet. So if you want to go for 7 on 8 dolphin kicks, you gotta make sure you're actually doing that in practice. Not only conditioning your body to the oxygen depth, but also because that's gonna be like the race, the day of the meet is gonna be like that. That's how it's gonna feel. So right now in school, they're doing programming classes for coding and computer classes. Let's think about practice as coding a computer, and the computer is gonna do what you tell him to do. In this case, the computer is your brain. So you wanna program your brain with the right stuff. So in practice, you're gonna do what you want to do at the meet. Drills for fly. So butterfly with freestyle kick. That is a very tough one. It's easier done with fins. But basically what the drill wants to achieve is using that upper body movement working for you when you don't have that dolphin kick. Also 2 right, 2 left, 2 full strokes. Stroke count and kicking count. For example, 825s with 6 dolphin kicks and 5 strokes. You cannot do more or less than that. So having that control over the dolphin kicks and the strokes, also a good drill for fly. So on the webinar, we saw a race. Nonetheless, that Caleb Dressel doing 42.80 in the 100 fly NCAA record. He went out at 19.99 the first 50 of the 100 fly, and then he did a 42.80. Pretty impressive stuff. Analyzing the race, His worst 25 was actually the first 25, just because the turn was too long. We went to that race and actually threw. Second 25 was good. Third 25 was awesome. Last 25 was incredible. So even though he has the best start in the planet, the first wall was not the best. So that can tell you from a 42.80, he could easily go a 42.3. Easily, he got a better turn on that first wall. So one tip from Tom for young swimmers is to work on good technique. That is for him the most important thing to work on. If you're 9, 10, 11, 12, work on your technique, because everything else is gonna come later. So technique first. For Giles, the best advice for young swimmers is improving on the kick. And it's not only doing fast kicking, it's feeling your legs, using how the kick actually works. Kicking on your side, on your back, on your front. That's the best advice for Giles, for young swimmers want to improve the butterfly. Giles' favorite set will be something like this. Remember, this is a sprinter. He's actually a very good at 50 and 100 fly. So favorite set for him will be like long course, 450s fly under 27 seconds on every 1 minute, and then 100 easy, and then 450s a little bit faster than the first four. We'll say like a 26.5 on every 130, so more rest, and then 100 easy, and then 450s faster than that, trying to reach for a 25 maybe, and a 2-minute interval, and then 100 easy. Doing underwater dolphin kicks in different angles with fins. That is also one of his favorites. And also, he does a lot of vertical kick. So yeah, butterfly, for me, is the nicest strokes there is. When I was a swimmer, I grew up being a breaststroker. Then I spent one entire year improving my backstroke. Then my last year in high school, I spent 1 year doing butterfly. And I improved quite a lot just by watching the swimmers next to me, improving my technique, asking myself what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. And then I went from 1:10 to a 1 minute in 1 year. Took me a full year, but I think was worth it, because my IM got much better, and 200 fly was one of my best events too, along with the 200 back and 200 breast. So good message from Tyler Clary was like, eventually this is gonna to be over. We're talking about the quarantine and all this stuff that's going on. He says that eventually this is gonna be over, and the people that are making the best use of these times, like learning more and staying fit, or a combination of both, are the ones that we're gonna be seeing doing great over the summer and on the fall season. So guys, take the time that you actually have a lot right now to study swimming, to stay fit, keep your mind very positive, feed your brain with positive stuff that is gonna make you come back and be great. I mean, everybody, I don't think the rest that you're having right now is gonna affect you that much. I really believe that the state of mind, the focus, and being patient, and also your body's right now resting, which is greatly appreciated, because you guys train very hard. And yeah, and everybody's on the same page. It's not like you're in the disadvantage by not being in the water right now. Like, the entire planet is without swimming right now, so you're not in disadvantage. Don't get anxious, and yeah, use this time to get even better. I really have a feeling that we are gonna have a great season this year, and just because swimmers are gonna be more educated, there's a lot of great information out there. So it's up to you how much you actually want to improve by learning more. That's one great So since we're talking about butterfly, I want to share with you guys my favorite butterfly race all time. And it's from American swimmer Misty Heyman. Misty was a 200 fly specialist and she won the 200 fly at the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. What is awesome about this race is like she missed making the USA team back in 1996. 4 years later, she came only to win. She beat none less than Susie O'Neill. Actually, at that time, she was the world record holder, 205. She broke Mary T. Mahar 200 fly record that like stands for more than 20 years. And Susie hasn't lost an international race in 5 years. And Misty Heyman went to Australia to beat the Australians in the home crowd. And she went from a 207 in the mornings, best time, to a 205 in an Olympic record time. I want you guys to go on YouTube that race, Misty Heyman, 200 fly, 2000 Olympic Games, and watch her reaction because it's actually amazing. That race has been called the greatest upset in Olympic history. It's because she was not favored a lot at all. She was not supposed to win. Australians supposed to go 1-2. First, gold and silver. They were ranked at number 1, number 2 in the nation. The day before the 200 fly, the 200 freestyle was swum, and Susie O'Neill won that race. So Susie O'Neill won a race that she was not supposed to win, and then she came back and lose the race that she was favorite up to Misty Heyman. Awesome race. YouTube it. I enjoy that race a lot. It's my favorite butterfly race all time. If you have any questions about butterfly, any comments about the video, please make it down below. Remember to subscribe. I'm going to keep posting more videos for you guys. And take care, stay safe, and see you soon, guys. Bye.